2100, 2200. So why don't we have a look at those games? Okay, if you want to look at some games, we can look at those. And I played well. I actually played, oh, that was against the little beast. We'll forget about him. We've got to forget about the beast. 1 minute. We're just going to have a look at the players rated 2200 and above, right? 2100, 2200 or titled players, right? Okay, so in game one, I played at 88% accuracy, 1 in 43 moves. We'll have a look at that one. So we're going to do a sort of a chess school. I'm going to go through my games with you, and I'm just going to do show you what I was thinking when I was playing the game and how I built my game. And if I got lucky, well, I'll tell you I got lucky. I'll be honest with you. So D4 is played, and so we've got a queen's pawn opening. My opponent replied with knight F6, right? Okay, basic stuff. He's 2,217. His name is Salilsurendran, and Salil is from the United States. Played C4, Queen's Gambit. It says Indian game. G6, I played knight C3. Played D5, and I thought, I like it when they play this move because I can get a centre. They can attack the centre with a, because this is the Grunfeld defence. C takes D5, knight takes D5, and I played E4. So he took the knight off, so I took back with the pawn, and he plays bishop G7. Well, all this is theory, and I played bishop C4. I remembered that in these types of positions, I remember playing through games between Karpov and Garry Kasparov. That's right. Karpov and Garry Kasparov for world title matches and stuff. And I remember these positions a little bit. Castles is played, knight E2, a C5. Oh, Spassky Fischer had a game there. A brilliant game where I think F4, F5 was played and there was a nice attack. Castles is played by me. He played knight C6, so he's attacking the pawn. So I just played bishop E3 and defend it, and he played bishop G4. Well, his idea is the idea here in this position, this is old theory, right? It's old theory, Mr. Fadeaway, it is. Peter Merrifield, it's old theory. Uncommon King, my puzzle rating is 2,700 on chess.com. There you go, Peter. But he can't beat a player rated 1,300. Oh, well, that's probably because you like to play slow and think a lot, Peter. So you might be suited to cross-board chess, tournament chess, right? Okay, bishop G4. F3 is book move, and now knight A5. Now this is all theory. Well, you know, like in this position, you can actually play bishop takes pawn check because you do get the bishop back here. That is a line, but it's not considered great for white. I just played bishop D3. I thought, do you know your theory? What are you going to do? Okay, show me what you got. He took the pawn off, and I recaptured with the pawn, and he played bishop E6. Well, his plan is to try to occupy that square. He wants to get rid of this bishop, which can't go here, can't go there, can't go there, and it can't go here. So he wants to play bishop here and get rid of his bad bishop. This is theory, right? Okay, so I came up with an idea. My idea was just try to make it uncomfortable for him. Not the best move, but I played queen A4. And straight away, that stops him playing bishop here. And now he's under pressure with the clock because it's a 5-minute game. He's got 4.5 minutes, right? He played A6, which is the logical move. He wants to play B5, right? And then after B5, he wants to put his bishop on that square protected by this pawn. So it's logical move. So I played rook F5 to C1, and he plays his B5. So I play queen B4. And now I'm switching the position a little bit. Oh, the reason why, you might ask yourself, let's go back 1 second. Let's go back. Queen A4, A6, right? Now I played rook f c1, right? Now there's a reason for that. If I play rook here, right, rook here, he's got pawn forwards, and then I've got to protect this damn bloody stupid little pawn. Well, I didn't want to do that, so that was not part of my plan. So that's why I played this rook over. Okay, so I can slip my queen to a different square. Okay. He played b5 and I played queen b4, right? Again, I'm looking now at this pawn, but I'm still pinned. I've got this damn pawn which I'd like to push, but I've got this damn pawn which I'd like to push, and he's on the castle. So I've still got problems. He played knight c4, and in this position I just slipped my bishop back to f2. A lot of people would be tempted to take the knight, but I thought no. Let him sweat a little bit. He's not threatening anything. Played rook f5 c8, good move. So I played a4. Now he's made a mistake, right? Because now I'm threatening pawn takes pawn, and if he takes my pawn, I can take his knight. So I'm undermining his pawn structure, his queenside pawn structure. So 1 minute he's attacking me with b5, but now I'm trying to undermine his pawn structure with my patience, right? He played bishop d7. It's a decent move. It protects the pawn, but it's got a problem. Bishop takes c4. And now his problem is that we've stolen a pawn. Anyway, he played b takes c4, so I played rook takes c4. He took back, and I played queen takes c4, and now white's got an advantage of one pawn. He played queen a5. Excellent move. He puts pressure on this pawn. Ties me up for Eversville. Anyway, I played queen to c3. I said, get out of there. I don't like your queen there, because I know he wants to play this move, right? Anyway, he played queen to b6. And now I played a5. I'm able to push my pawn so it's no longer attacked by the bishop. He played queen to b5, and it's in this position I played queen to d2. That's right. My knight's attacked. My knight hasn't got a great square, so I want to play queen here with the idea of putting my knight here, which would allow me to play rook b1 in some variations. But more importantly, I want to play queen here, see if I can get knight here or knight there in, or knight here and knight there, get on d5 and b6 or something. Anyway, he played queen to d2. I played queen to d2, played rook c8. I played bishop e3. Very important move, because otherwise, when I play knight here, I can't play knight there because he'll be on my queen, right? But now that my bishop's protecting the queen, it's a different matter altogether. He played queen to b3. So I played rook c1. I said, all right, prove it. I'm now off the pin. I'm off the pin along here. And now my central pawn mass, 2, 4, 5 pawns here, playing against 4 pawns, I'm doing quite well. He played rook takes c1. And it's in this position, I played knight takes c1. And why? It's because I want to get my knight to attack his queen. I also want to play knight here if I'm allowed to, and knight there. That's something like that, right? Anyway, he played queen to b1 to pin my knight against my king. And so I put king f2, so I'm off the pin, right? So there's no longer pins there. Played bishop b5. He's trying to get a check here, but I'm not worried about a check. So I've just played knight e2. I thought, well, you haven't got a check. And if you take the knight, white's got a very comfortable position. He played e6, which is a good move, but it's not a great move. So I played e5, right? Now pawn here looked promising. Sorry, in that position here, pawn here looks promising, but with the 2 bishops, this pawn won't get to d8, won't get there, right? So you've got to have a better plan than that. So he played e6, I played e5. The idea is to kill his bishop, and also to play knight here, knight there, knight check. Right? Anyway, he played bishop f8, and I thought, uh-oh, mistake, uh-oh, spaghetti-o. as Hikaru always says. So I played knight c3. Now I'm threatening I could take this bishop. Patzer sees check, Patzer plays check. It's not a great check. I played king g3. My king is very safe on this square. It's on a black square, and I've got my bishop, black square bishop, to protect my king, so I really haven't got any problems. And the bishop can't get in there to cause me any checks or anything. So he played bishop c4. That's his plan, just to try to prevent this move. But this is the real threat. So I played it knight e4, exclamation mark, it's a great move. He played h5, and now in this position I played h4, because mainly all I want to do now is make sure there's no pawn checks or nothing uncomfortable where he can get some play. He played f5. He's getting desperate now because he knows he can't catch my king. It's too solid. So I played e takes f6. I thought, well, show it to me. I thought, prove it, prove it. What can you do? You haven't got a check. He played king to f7. And I played knight g5 check. I thought, well, the worst thing I can do is time scramble. He's got 59 seconds. Just check him in, take his bishop, and the position's better for white. So he played king takes f6, and I thought, no, I could check him and take his thing, but I'm just going to complicate it a little bit with bishop f4, with the idea of bishop checks and bring the queen in and try to mate him down there or something. Anyway, he played queen to b1, and so at that position I thought, oh, what the hell? We didn't do it last time. We'll do it this time. Knight to h7 check. He played king e7. And it's with that. I played bishop checks. Well, his knight's on. He can't play king here because of queen checks. It's a killer. So what does he do? What does he do? He played king e8. So I played knight takes f8. I just took his knight off. He played king takes f8. And now I just played queen checks. So I got the check with a temper. I played king e8. It's probably the best move. I played queen c7. Now I'm threatening his bishop, and I'm threatening checkmate. Now he's got to check. He's got to check here, one check here. But after king here, my bishop's protecting that pawn, so he can't take it, and he's got no more checks. And he still has to stop checkmate or loss of his bishop. So he played check. I played king here, and he resigned because there's no defence, right? No defence at all. So that's how we beat the 2,217 salilsurendran from the United States, okay? So I hope you enjoyed that analysis. It's looking into the position from the master that's playing the game. Thank you, Vanda Savkina, and thank you for following my channel and being a wonderful subscriber too. Hands together for Vanda Savkina. G'day, Babbler Bite. We're going to have a look at the next game. That was Surendran. Now we're going to go back into game history here. Okay. And now we were looking at all the games which we'd won, and we'd started here against now this time we've got EricsonSatria, or Satria Ericsson, and he's from Indonesia. It's a 5-minute game. It only lasts 17 moves, and I'm playing at 95% accuracy. Okay, 95% here. It's only 17 moves, but it is easier to play at a higher level of percentage of accuracy when the game is shorter, because you've only got less correct moves to find, okay? All right, so let's go back into this position. E4 is played. It's a king's pawn opening. C5. I've got the black pieces against EricsonSatria, or Satria Ericsson from Indonesia. He's 2,307. So don't forget, I'm playing these games when I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, early AM. I couldn't sleep, and I thought I'd just play a couple of games of chess. And I just had a golden period where I was just thinking very clearly, And my rating here is 2,284. My goal is to get to 2,300. So when I stream, I get the respect of the people watching me. Oh, you're a 2,300 player. I don't like my rating to go down too low, right? So I get a little bit feisty. F4. He played F4. So this is the McDonald attack, right? You know Ronald McDonald? You go to McDonald's, you get the hamburgers. No, it's not. It's not the Ronald McDonald attack. It's the McDonald attack. McDonnell. It's a Scottish name, I think. Anyway, D6 is played. And now we've got Sicilian defence. Knight F3. E6 is played. All I'm doing here is I'm doing a bit of a waiting game. I want to see what his moves are. One thing about this pawn here, I know from experience that with that pawn it blocks this bishop, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit back a little bit, try to develop my pieces around the fact that the bishop hasn't got bishop g5 in it, hasn't got bishop takes h6 or any of those types of moves. Anyway, so he played bishop c4, and I thought, well, great. We played a couple of pawn moves. How about another one? So we play a6. Now, the beautiful thing about a6 is it stops him getting a piece with a check or anything like that, or any knight moves here. So it stops all that. But at the same time, it threatens to expand. So he could play a4. Let's see what he does. He played c3. So he's allowed me to expand straight away. So when you're playing the Sicilian defence, you'd like to expand your position as much as you can on the queen side, because you're certainly not going to win on the king side, are you? You're certainly not. So there you go. Uncommon King says, Peter Merrifield says, do you have any advice to stop board blindness? Yeah, wear sunglasses. Wear sunglasses so you don't get the shine off the pieces, right? Crazy guy. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on, it's a good question, Peter Merrifield. Good question. I'll get my sunglasses on. Got my stethoscope. I've got my stethoscope. Another thing you've got to do, Peter, if you're a bit of a wacky chess player, you've got to check your heart. Hold on. Tick, 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 thunk, 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 thunk. I think I'm dead. Okay, so Dr. John, you've got to get the medical diagnosis. Don't forget your sunglasses. Right, you can do all those crazy things, but then you play b5 anyway. b4 anyway. You play bishop b3. Now, c4 is tempting. It's tempting. It's a tempting move. So I played it. And he played bishop c2. So now he's done that. I just play bishop e7. Now, what he should do in this position and what he does do are two different things. A lot of people can make mistakes. Now, the correct way to play is to play b3 and to try to undermine this pawn structure and play against this c pawn so that eventually you can get d4 in if you can get that pawn away from that square. So b3 is a good move, right? Okay, but he doesn't do that, he castles. So that allows me to play another move, knight to d7, right? So that now pawn here is not so much of a threat. And I'm developing my queen side before he can start attacking me, right? He plays d4. This is a mistake. This is a very, very bad positional mistake. So I played c takes d3. Now, why is it a mistake? Well, his e-pawn, black's whole game is around the e-pawn. So we want to continue to play that. He played bishop takes d3, which is probably correct. We played knight c5. So now this is a double attack. We're threatening to take his bishop, right? Because the game hasn't developed yet, right? So we can get the bishop off the board. Knight takes bishop. We've got the 2 bishops for the endgame, right? And admittedly, he has got a 3-2 there. Advantage on the queen side. We're talking about the pawns, right? Okay, minority attack or something. However, he played rook e1, so he wants to hold his pawn. So we just took his bishop off, and now we've got 2 bishops. Beautiful, beautiful. Played queen takes d3, and now I just play knight f6. Now, my analysis, my subjective analysis of this position is that I don't believe he can cause me any trouble whatsoever because I've got such a powerful control of white squares, right? In the middle. So all I really need to do is play d5 and maybe a bishop check or bishop e7 and castle quickly, and black is fine, okay? All right. So that's the idea. He played e5. See, he's attacking my pawn. Well, I just took it. Why shouldn't I take it? Because I'm better developed than him, right? Have a look at my muscles. No joking. No, when I say I'm better developed than him, I'm not talking about my muscles. What I'm really talking about is my piece placement. I have 3 points here. 3 points here, that's 6. My bishop's ready to check, that's 9. And if he takes the castle, my castle's working, and that is 9 and 5 is 14 points. Whereas meanwhile, his bishop is not that active at the moment. His castle and knight, I've got 14 points, remember. He'll only have 3 and 3 is 6 and 5 is 11. So I've got 14 points of piece activity with my pieces better placed against his 11 points of piece activity, which means that I've got an initiative, okay? That's one way to work it out. There's several ways to work it out, but that's one way to work it out. So he played queen takes d8 check, which is forced. Rook takes d8. Now we have an endgame. Now, pawn takes pawn is probably the best move, right? Pawn takes pawn. It's probably the best move, but his position's crap anyway. But anyway, he doesn't do that. He plays knight takes e5, right? And now it's in this position, I just give him a check. Now, when he looks at the position, he says, oh, I don't like that check, Johnny. I said, why don't you like the check? Well, if he plays king here, king here is not very good. Knight e5 is good. King there is not so good. King there is not so good. I've got h5, but h5 doesn't do too much. But king to f1 might be the best move. I'm not sure. King f1, but he didn't do that. He makes a blunder, right? He just plays. He plays king to h1 in the corner, so I play knight e4. Now I'm just threatening knight check. And then he just says, oh, I'll go there. And then we all know back rank checkmates. He resigned because of the old back rank checkmate. And the reason why all that can happen is because you've just got better development. You've developed your pieces correctly. You built up your queen side methodically. And you had a game plan all along with each and every little incremental move. You've got a plan. You're thinking all the time about each move and how the pieces coordinate with each other. Okay, so that's not a bad game. He blundered at the end, but still, Black had an initiative. Okay, Black did have an initiative. So that was Satria Ericsson. Okay, so now we're just going to go into Satria Ericsson. We're going to go back now. We're going to have a look at 13 games. We're going to look at all of them. Okay, so next person, next victim is Poland. We're working our way through the different countries. So we've beaten our Australian player and two players from Australia. Oh no, sorry, we've beaten our player from the United States. Then we beat our player from Indonesia, and this time Poland steps up, and Poland is putting in sidusmarcin. He's from Poland. He's 2,262. He's playing at 82.42% accuracy in the game. And I'm playing at 92% accuracy. And he falls in 28 moves. Let's see how it's done. What I'm doing is I'm trying to show you how you too can beat people 2,200. And, you know, like we've got our friend Peter Merrifield, and he's saying, oh, I play, you know, like, why can't I beat somebody? I'm playing my puzzles rating's 20s, whatever it is, 22,000 or something. And he said, but I have trouble beating a 1,300 player. Well, if you watch my video now, I'm showing you how to think in chess, right? This would cost you a fortune with a private lesson like this, but you're getting it free, right? So all I ask is for you to subscribe to my channel, right? And Heroes of History, yeah, Heroes of History. Yeah, check out Heroes of History. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to show you the link. There you go. So you can get a free subscription there, and that would help me with my channel. Okay. And a free subscription, you're getting all these chess lessons for nothing. Fantastic value, I say. Okay, so I'm playing Marcin Sidus. C4 is played by Marcin, so he's playing the English opening, right? And the English is normally you play a pawn here and a pawn there and a bishop there. Played knight f6. Even my first move, I don't just make the move, right? I make the move for a reason, okay? Now, for instance, in this position, I would not play a move like knight here. Why not? Because he could then play pawn here and pawn there and kick the knight, gain a tempo, right? And force me back and maybe monster me, right? So I play knight f6 for a reason. The reason is to try to control that square, set up a king's Indian of some sort, if I'm allowed to, and fee and shadow my bishop. He plays knight c3. Okay, now there's all these possibilities, pawn here and pawn there, or pawn here, and all these possibilities. So I play g6. He's controlling white squares. My understanding is I want to go and control black squares if I can with my long-range bishop. Played e4. Right, now pawn here could be a sort of maybe it's an overreaction, but either way, I played bishop g7. This is not a good move. I think pawn here is not too bad, actually. Okay, pawn here is not too bad. Pawn there, it's not too bad. Because the correct move in that position is not bishop g7. I just played it quickly. Yeah, I should play, yeah, the engine's saying pawn here, right? I should play d6, right? d6. That's the correct move, followed by bishop g7. You've got a king's Indian, right? e4, bishop g7. You didn't take advantage. g3 is played. Now he wants to play. This is the Anglo-Indian Queen's Knight variation, and what he wants to do is play bishop g7, and together with his bishop and his two pawns and his knight, control the white squares forever. That's what he wants to do. So I played d6. I want to control the black squares. He played bishop g2 as per his plan. I castled. He played knight g-file to e2. He wants, now that he's got the white squares, his plan is to try to play d4 and control the black squares. And if he can control all the squares on the board, he controls the game, right? Okay, that's what I would do too. So I played c5. Why play c5? It's because it's a logical move. We don't want him to control the black squares. We now if he plays pawn here, we could play knight c6 and confuse the issue, and hope he has a brain snap. Anyway, he played castle, so it gives me time here. So I played knight c6. Right? Now, for instance, if he plays pawn here now, we could play pawn takes pawn. He could play knight takes pawn. I could play knight takes knight. He could play knight takes knight. And I could play knight takes knight. Oh, I could, play knight takes knight too. Right, so it gets complicated, right? Anyway, so I play knight c6. He plays h3. He doesn't like the idea of bishop here. But it's a bit of an overreaction, right? But at the moment, he's got no weaknesses. I'm not threatening anything. So I played knight to e8. Not a great move, but my plan is to play knight here, knight there, which is the black square control. He played d3, so I played, quickly, knight c7, Johnny. He played f4. Now, one of the problems with my position, with moving the knight backwards and going here and here, is it takes time. That's right. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. And so you're using up your time. Time's valuable in chess because it takes you 1, 2, 3 moves with a 3-move knight maneuver to get to a certain square. It gives your opponent time to launch an attack because he's virtually getting 3 moves in a row within reason, right? Okay, so we played knight c7. He played f4. We played knight e6. That's sticking to the plan. He played f5, and this is the right way to do it because he wants to have a bit of an expansion. And you might remember earlier I spoke about when the pawn's on f5, right? When the pawn's on f5, that this bishop is blocked from going to g5. So it means that in this position, it is possible, I hate to say it, but pawn here might be the right move. Pawn there. So knight c7, wrong move. One second, d3. I played knight c7. Maybe I should play, knight c7's all right. Maybe I should play f5. This might be the correct move in the position, f5. You see what the evaluation bar says about that. It says white's advantage, white's got an advantage if there. But we didn't play that. We played knight c7. He played his f4. We played knight e6. Let's have a look at the evaluation bar. It should favour white slightly, I think. I'm not sure. It says positions equal. Oh, he plays f5. Evaluation bar says black is better now. One of the reasons why black might, you've got to say, why would the computer say black is better now? Well, I'll tell you why. I can see why. It's mainly because the knight now has got this e5 square. When the pawn was here, that knight did not have this square. It only had that square. And this knight wants that square anyway. And also the bishop's got that square too. So this is a very important square that he's ceded control of on the black side. So maybe f5 is wrong according to the engine. Okay. I play knight e5 to d4. And the idea is simply to put my knight on a good square, on a black square, have access to this square, and to be able to recapture if necessary. And also, you might look, when you look at this pawn here, pawn takes pawn. I might want to play pawn takes pawn. G4. he played F5. I played knight E5. He played G4. So he protected his pawn. He's got his pawn structure there. I don't want to take the pawn. So I thought to myself, I know what I'll do. I'll play E6. And the idea is now, with my knight here on D4, knight's attacking a pawn, pawn's attacking a pawn, G-pawn's attacking a pawn, bishop's attacking the pawn. I'm threatening to take a pawn off. Anyway, he played knight to G3. He thought, no, I want to hold that pawn. So I played bishop E5. Why? Because I want to attack the knight that holds the pawn. This is all crazy stuff, right? For instance, if in this position, I calculated that if he played knight G3, I played bishop E5. He played bishop F4, right? So he wants to protect his knight. Now, if he plays any other moves, like if he plays knight here, for instance, I could just take that knight off, right? So bishop E5, bishop F4. Perhaps trouble with knight there is he's got that pawn that's also loose. Anyway, I played G takes F5. Right, so my idea is capture on that square. And whose king is the weakest? I want to play a game of whose king is the weakest. It's a good little game. G takes F5. Well, he took that way. That can't be correct. Objectively, pawn takes pawn here must be better, because if he takes here, right, if he takes here, he opens up his bishop control, right? And he may get control of that square. Anyway, so after bishop to F4, he played G takes F5, G takes F5. So I played king H8, okay? Now, the valuation bar says white's actually better. Interesting, isn't it? I thought black would be at least equal here, but the computer's right, and the computer's saying white's slightly better. Okay? So, he played F takes E6. I just recaptured with the pawn. And he played bishop takes E5 check. Well, have a look at the evaluation bar changing now. Knight takes E5. This is what I planned for all along, for my knights to occupy black squares. Notice my pawn stops his knights, can't come in to annoy me or harass me, right? He played rook takes F8 check. I played queen takes F8. Played queen H5. But the trouble with queen H5 is it doesn't do anything. So I just played bishop D7. It's a very simple move. It stops knight here so he can eliminate one of my knights. And he played rook F1, right? Oh, you might say, after queen H5, why don't you take this pawn off? Well, it looks good. Knight takes pawn looks good. It looks like it threatens a check. But the trouble is you're not developing your pieces. So after knight takes pawn, rook to F1, and white's got a very powerful attack. So that's why we don't snatch the pawn, right? We don't snatch the pawn. So after queen H5, we play bishop D7. He plays rook F1. Now we play queen to G7. Notice how the knight here is so powerful, stops rook to F7, right, which would be a winning move in a lot of different types of positions. We are now threatening queen takes knight. Anyway, so he played knight c-file to e2. He's trying to hold his pieces. We played rook g8. Now, the idea is if he takes this knight, we can play queen takes knight here, threatening checkmate. And we don't even capture the knight bait. So he's not even threatening my knight, but I'm threatening his knight. Because now if I play knight takes knight check and he takes with the knight, well, queen takes bishop is mate. So I'm threatening mate, right? Anyway, he played rook f2. He thought, well, I better hold the knight so I can recapture with the knight, and then the bishop's protected from the checkmate. But now we do the cruncher. Knight takes d3 is correct now. He played knight takes d4. He's getting desperate. We played queen takes d4. We've got the castle pinned. He played knight to h1. Now, in this position, can you see the winning move? There's a great winning move there. I mean, knight takes rook looks good, doesn't it? Can you see a good move here, Peter Merrifield? Come on, you've been doing those puzzles, Peter. Uncommon King says if chess were played without any mistakes or blunders, the overwhelming consensus that every game would end in a draw, but this one won't. So come on, what move would you play in this position, Uncommon? Come on, Uncommon. Uncommon sent me, wait a minute, look at Uncommon gave me. He gave me Paw Patrol. Can you see Paw Patrol? Hold on a second. They're here. They're in the background there, just where the arrow is. This just above this ear. Watch the finger. Paw Patrol. And just underneath the finger, Beanie Kids. So we got the Paw Patrol and we got the Beanie Kids there. Okay, rightio. So you've had enough time to find that rook takes g2 check, says Peter Merrifield. Correct. Rook takes g2 check. And now what happens if he takes the, what happens now, Peter? What move do you play now? He's taken with the king. What do you do, Peter Merrifield? What's your next move? What's your next move, Peter Merrifield? I want to know Peter Merrifield's next move. He's just taken the piece off. Peter Merrifield's gone quiet. Come on, Peter. Queen takes e5. Check. But he puts the castle in, Peter. Oh, no, he doesn't put the castle in. Queen takes rook check is the correct move, Peter. And the reason being is after knight, you say, oh no, my queen, which I did in the stream. Then after knight takes, you play knight check here, and you've got an extra piece. Okay, Peter? So that's the secret. That's the secret. You play king f3, we take his queen off, he played king to g4, and he resigned. My next move was going to be just knight check, right? Okay, so he resigned in that position. Knight check, king here, and the game's lost, right? Just totally lost. Okay, so there we go. So that was a good finish, wasn't it? So that was the correct position. You play knight there, you play rook takes g2 check, king takes g2, queen takes rook check, oh no, my queen, knight takes f2, knight f4 check, wins the queen, king to f3, and black has got two pieces to one piece. Black's got 2, 4, 6 pawns, and white's only got 5. So you've got a pawn and a piece. Plenty of material to win. Okay? Peter Merrifield, yes, you got the right move correct by bloody accident. But still, your instincts are good, Peter. Your instincts are good. You've got a lot of potential there, son. Okay, so here we go. So we finished that game against sidusmarcin, and now we're going to go back to game history, sidusmarcin. We're giving you the full chess lesson today, folks. Sidusmarcin. Okay, so when we played Sidus, we played at 92% accuracy, 28 moves. This game, We are now moving on to the game I played this morning against Menekros. Right, so now we're playing Germany. So we played Australia, we played America, we played all sorts of different people. We played Indonesia, played Poland, and now we're going to go and try to beat Germany. I tell you what, this is like World War III, isn't it? Right, here we are. And playing for Germany today is Menekros. He's rated 2,300. And by beating sidusmarcin in my last game, I moved to 2,300 myself. So it's a battle of the 2300s. I only played at 83.54%. My opponent played at 81.56%. It's not a long game. Okay. So here we go. Whee! Right. E4 is played, so it's king's pawn opening. E5, knight c3, knight c6. We have the Vienna game Max Lang defense. Bishop c4, knight f6, just attack the pawn. Played d3, and I thought, oh, I'm happy with that. I'll pin his knight. So the idea of pinning the knight is I might want to play pawn here. Right? Played knight e2, and I thought, gee, I wanted to play pawn here and develop my bishop and attack something at the same time. I can do it, so I'm playing d5. It's a freeing move. He captured, I captured, and now, obviously, after bishop takes knight, I can take with the queen because the knight's pinned, okay? Castles. Now he's threatening to win a piece, right? So I played bishop takes c3. We get rid of the defender. Played knight takes c3, and I played bishop e6. We played queen f3. This is a very good move. Causes me all sorts of trouble. I probably should play something, but I didn't. I played knight to d4. Not a great move. He played queen to e4, and I was not happy about it. So I played knight takes c3. Played b takes c3. And I played bishop takes c4. Well, in this position, white's winning, right? So white's winning. Menekros has winning the game. Have a look at the evaluation bar. See the big, long white chalkboard down the left-hand side of the board. So white's winning, okay? Played c takes d4, which is the correct move. I played bishop d5, and the reason being is I've got to be able to save myself somehow. But queen takes pawn check. So it's in this position. I thought, well, I've got to try to defend. He's threatening queen takes pawn here. What do I do? Well, I've got to play king to f8, so I'm getting crushed, right? He played bishop to, he played, what did I play? Queen to e5 check, king f8, bishop a6 check, puts my king in the corner, but that's where I need to go. If I want to save my backside, that's where I've got to go. Anyway, he played rook on the f file to e1. Pawn here looks much stronger. Pawn here looks a strong move, right? Okay. All right then. So pawn here looks like a much better move. But he didn't. He played rook f file to e1. So I played f6. I thought, you beauty. Now if he pushes the pawn, I can slip my bishop back in here. He played queen to f4. And I think a stronger move is queen here with the idea of queen takes queen and rook to the 7th rank. I think that's the right way to play it. But I played queen f4. I played bishop c6 this time. I thought to myself, I might be able to play queen here, right, and change rooks or something. But my position is not very good. He played rook to e7. I thought, okay, you want to play there. I'll play queen to d5. I'll threaten to checkmate, right? I'll do anything I can to get out of this mess. This pawn's loose, so pawn here probably wins the game. Right? So I played he played f3, good move. I played h5. In this position, I'm pretty desperate. And now he got greedy. This is where he gets greedy. He should just double his castles and try to effect a checkmate of some sort, I think. Right? Something like that. Even pawn here is very strong. Pawn there, c4. And for some reason, he never plays c4. He played queen takes c7. He says, I've got a big attack. And now, guess what? In this position, black's winning. Why is that? Well, he's neglected his pawn in the middle. So I took it off. Now he has to play king to f1. If he goes in the corner, it's going to be checkmate. So I took his castle off, played king e2, and I just played rook h7 and protected my pawn. And I've just got all the pieces and he's got nothing. So that's the end of the game. That's basically the end of the game. He could try a move like queen here with the idea of check, but it doesn't do much. So he resigned because he's got a castle down. Okay, so I got out of jail with that game, but it's only because I was just trying to hang on. Sometimes you just got to hang on in chess. Even though you're losing the game, you just got to try to find the best moves each time, because just remember, your opponent can make a blunder. It only takes one little blunder and the whole game can fall apart, right? Okay. So that was the game against Menekros from Germany. So who are we playing next? Well, let's have a look. That was against Menekros, right? This is all happening at 2 a.m. this morning. Menekros. Now we have to play the United Arab Emirates. That's right. Now we're up against N-Alsaleed. N-Alsaleed. He's rated 2,347. I play at 87.36% accuracy, and he plays at 82.96. Let's go and have a look at the game. Uncommon says, I remember Hikaru Nakamura claimed that he intentionally plays silly moves to waste opponents' time. Instead, his strategic effectiveness in time scrambles comes from rapid to rest the opponent's time. That's what he's talking about. Rest. W-R-E-S-T, not west. What are you, a cowboy or something? Wait a minute. Don't want to show you everything. Okay, here we go. E4 is played. C5. We have the Sicilian defense. Knight F3, D6. Bishop check. This is the canal attack, right? Not the Suez Canal, right? This is the canal attack. Knight to D7 is played. You could play bishop here, but there's just an even exchange of bishops, right? Castles is played. E6 is played. Now, this is a very good move. It stops access to D5. Rook to E1. I want to move my bishop back here and redeploy my bishop somewhere else. I do not want to take the knight and develop his position. I do not. Knight F6 is played. I played C3. Played bishop E7. We plays D4. He takes it off. We recapture. We have a beautiful centre. He castles. We play knight C3, develop a piece. He plays A6. Attacks our bishop. We move to F1. Net result is that we've got this lovely centre. Plays B5. He wants to kick our knight, play bishop here and win that pawn. Played E5. So the idea is, because his bishop's not developed yet, when he plays knight here, he can't recapture with the bishop. So we play e5 now. All our pieces are positioned. Play knight to d5. We take his knight. Pawn takes back. And now white's got the initiative, okay? We play bishop f4. And that's just to put more pressure on this little pawn here. Play knight b6. And his plan is simple. Simple, simple, simple. He wants to play knight here. My best move is probably pawn takes, takes, and rook to c1. That's probably best. I did not play it because I'm a stupid person. Instead, I played h3 because I was worried about bishop here pins the knight. He played bishop e6. Well, that doesn't threaten anything, does it, right? Threatens nothing, right? So he would have been better off just taking the pawn probably, or playing rook c8. Rook c8, probably better. I can't play rook c8 while he's got his bishop on c8, can he? No. Well, that's his problem. Sorry, I stand corrected. b3 I played. We want to stop his knight going into that square. Rook c8, now he plays it. So he's playing logically. He's 2,347 and he's playing it over 80% accuracy. E takes d6. Bishop takes d6. And now the endgame master's thinking. What am I thinking? Well, I'm thinking that his pawns are on white squares and his bishop's a white squared bishop, right? So I'm thinking that I can get an advantage in the endgame somehow, right? Anyway, bishop takes d6, queen takes d6. And here I'm thinking, how do I get the advantage in the endgame? Well, I played queen to d2. The idea is I might want to play knight here and take his bishop off. I might want to play knight here and knight there and knight there if he lets me. Knight here is good, knight here and knight there. If I could get the knight in there, I would be laughing. He played knight to d7. Well, that stops me going in there. That's the end of that plan. I didn't know what to do, so I played rook a5 c1. My new plan is to play pawn here and stick my rook down there in his gullet, right? Anyway, I played knight to f6. Bad move, Australia. So I played knight to g5. That stops his knight going there. Right? You can actually play it there. h6 is played, so we took his bishop. Now he still can't play knight there, can he? So he played f takes e6, and we played bishop d3. So we've still got control of a few squares. Now, position's about equal, right? If he plays rook takes rook and rook to d8 with the idea of knight e5, well, I can't win that. I don't think. Anyway, rook a5 e8. So I played bishop g6. I thought, well, I'll just slip in there and annoy him for a little while. He played rook e7. Played rook e2. I want to just keep some pressure on that square. No point in doing anything on the c file yet. Plays e5. And I thought, oh, you beauty. So I take that off. He takes back. I take that because I want to get rid of a castle. If you want to have a drawn position, well, you keep the two castles on, right, and negate each other. Doesn't matter if you're a pawn up or a pawn down. Very hard to win. So you've got to eliminate one of the two castles if you want to win, right? Queen takes e5, right? Okay. So it's in this position now. What is the most important file? Is it the c file or is it the e file? Well, I thought I'll play rook e1. Advantage to me according to the evaluation bar. And the whole point of that is to just kick his queen, ask him the question. Played knight e4. So I took it. He played d takes e4 and I played this move queen e3. The whole point of this move, very simple, just threatens queen takes pawn. If I could just play queen takes pawn, then position would be be a draw. So he played rook e8 and he held his pawn. But is that a good move? I played f3, played queen to b2. So I played rook e2. I hit his queen. He played check. So I actually played king. If I play king here, he's got. I should play king here, shouldn't I? I think he's got queen to f6. Yeah, so I move here or here. So I didn't do that. I actually played the move rook e1 because I thought, well, that pawn's protected and I want to take this pawn. So he took a pawn, I took his pawn, and so now I've got 4 pawns and he's got 4 pawns. He's got a potential outside pass pawn. Engine says positions equal. He played queen a3, and I thought his queen's out of play there. So I thought, well, no, I'll push the pawn. He played queen to, I pushed the pawn, e5. He played queen to e7. So I thought I'd just stick the pawn down his throat. Played queen to f6. It's a good square for the queen. I played queen to c5. And here, he fell for the bait. He fell for the bait. He played rook takes e6. So I played queen checks. And the idea is he plays king f7. So he played queen checks. So he played rook e7. He says, right, now I've got a pawn up. He's got 4 pawns and I've got 3. I thought, no, I'll give him a check. He can't move king here because we win his queen, right? So he's got to be careful. So, but he played king g6, right? Okay, so he played king g6. He wants to get away. I played queen to d3 check. Now he can't put his queen in, right? He can't put his queen in because we'll take his queen and then we win the castle, right? So, and he can't really play. If he plays it, he can play a king back. And that's probably a draw, right? But not him. He says, I'm going to win this. So guess what he did? He moved forwards, king to h5. He said, I'm going to win this game. So I thought, well, all right then. So I'll check. I'll see if you're right. So I played rook takes e7, and now black position's a draw according to the engine. So he played queen takes e7. I played queen checks, and then he played queen here, right? So it's in this position. I gave him a check there, and he played queen to g6. Well, this is a big mistake. This is a massive mistake. White wins. And white wins simply by giving him a check with the pawn. He can't go here, right? Because he'll lose his queen. And when he plays king to g5, we give him another check. And now he's got to take the pawn. He's got to take one of the pawns, and then his queen's gone. You can see what can happen to a player 2,347 when you play accurate chess. They crack. Sometimes they just crack to the in-game master. That's right. I got a bit lucky, I must admit. I got a bit lucky against our friend from United Arab Emirates. We got a bit lucky against him. However, let's get back to our friend N-Alsaleed. And we're going back into game history. So we're up to N-Alsaleed. Where is he? Whoa, he's not there. They're down here. This is the section we're looking at. And now we've got 1, 2, 3 games to look at. And this time we're going to Belgium. So we're covering nearly all the countries all over the world here at 2 a.m. in the morning. This time I'm playing at 93.23% accuracy, over 27 moves, and my rating's 23-13 because I've been winning all my games. At this stage I've just won. We're playing Rudolphuz. Rudolphuz. At this game, I'm pushing my luck. I've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I ended up winning 15 games in a row against 2,200, 2,300 players. So that's good. Anyway, we are looking at Rudolphuz. Here we go. We're checking the game out. And this is your chess lesson brought to you by Paw Patrol. That's right, Paw Patrol. It's brought to you by Paw Patrol and Uncommon King. He's in the chat, Uncommon King. Paw Patrol. Isn't that right? There you go. Paw Patrol. We love Paw Patrol. There we go. We'll put him up there. Sit up there, little Paw Patrol. Okay, rightio. So we're back to the analysis. We're going to go back here. Right, we're going to see how did he win this game against this 2,113 player from Belgium. Well, E4 was played. There's a king's pawn opening. C5 Sicilian again. D6, C3, knight F6, attacking a pawn. Again, just a logical chess move by move, developing our pieces. Bishop D3. Now, Bishop D3 is a interesting move. Nothing really wrong with it. You can't really crack the position open because of this move. However, it does block. It's not natural because it blocks this pawn from moving forwards and opening the bishop. So it gives black time to develop his position. He plays G6, Bishop C2 is played. And the whole idea is, from black's perspective, is the bishop on C2 is attacking a fianchetto or fianchetto position, right, which is basically almost indestructible. Bishop G7 is played, D4, he's trying to grab the centre. And here we could, if we take the pawn, he's just got the pawn centre, and his knight can comfortably go to C3. We don't want to help him do that, do we? So we just castle. He played H3. He wanted to stop bishop here for some reason. He might have been better if he wants to draw, just to take a pawn off. Queen C7 now. And now we've actually improved our position, so if he takes the pawn, we could just take with the queen, and we're playing along the black squares here with central control there over the E5 square. He castles, and we play knight C6. We do not take this pawn and allow the knight to C3. We want to get his pieces uncoordinated, right? Plays bishop E3, develops a piece. He's threatening a pawn. He's saying, please, 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 Johnny, take my pawn. So I did. But the difference is I take the pawn when I'm ready, right? Because now after C takes D4, I can play knight to B4, threatening his bishop. And now, if he plays knight here, I have the two bishops, right? For the endgame, I've got the two bishops. So very, very nice to have the two bishops for the endgame. Okay, so he played bishop to B3. But what he forgot was knight takes E pawn. So now we've effectively stolen his pawn. He played this move A3. It's a good move. Now, there's a trap there. There's a very good trap there. And I had to see the trap, right? Do you know, what move would you play in this position, guys? What move would you play against Rudolphuz, 2,113, right, from Belgium? What move would you play in this position? We're asking the chat. Come on, guys. You're black to play the knight's attack. What would you do? Have you got any ideas? Have you got any ideas? We've got 269 people watching. You want to join the chat? Just come into FM John Curtis Chess. I'll give you the link. Here we are. No, it's not it. There we go. That's there, the links. You can see got the links there if you want to go. Okay, well, the trap is this. If you play knight here, well, one sec. If you play knight here, white simply plays queen to c2, right? And then if you move your knight, you can't go here, you can't go there. If you move your knight back, pawn here wins a piece because the knight's pinned against the queen. Can you see that? So that's the trap that he was setting, right? Okay, very dangerous trap. So it's in that position that I actually had to see what he was up to. So we play takes. He plays. We play knight to b4. He cunningly plays this move, thinking he's setting a trap. I take the pawn, and now he plays a3, and he thinks he's going to win a piece. But no, we're playing knight a6. We're not going to move the knight here. Knight c6 is the natural move. It is. It's a natural move. All right? But you don't play the natural move in that position because you're analysing the game instead of just making a move for the sake of making a move. You played queen to d3. He's threatening a knight. So we play knight f6 and we go back. We've just got to admit that we've stolen a pawn, but the knight's misplaced. Can't go here, can't go there. The knight's misplaced. He played rook c1, attacks the queen. He's trying to get compensation. We played queen d8. Now we need to move this knight back here or get our pieces developed, bishop here and rook here or something. But we've got to do something, right? He played knight to g5. I was not impressed. I played d5. I'm taking this square away from his knight. He can't move his knight back there now. He can go here and here, but that takes two moves. He played knight to c3, developing his pieces. I played knight to c7, overprotecting the pieces. But bishop f4. He's trying to keep pressure. Played bishop f5 and attacked his queen. Played queen e3, and I played knight e6, attacking his knight and his bishop. In this position, knight takes knight is not a bad move. Knight takes knight, right? It's not a bad move at all. And it's probably the best move. But he probably didn't know what to do after that, right? Well, poor guy. Anyway, but he should play knight takes e6 probably. He's got compensation for his pawn. Anyway, but he plays bishop e5, and I thought, well, I'm going to just take your knight off, buddy, which is what I did. Played queen takes g5. So I played knight e4. And he played queen to e3. And I thought, well, I'm going to take your bishop off. And it's the winning move. He plays d takes e5. We play d4. Bang. Pawn fork. It's a fork. The old pawn's attacking the queen. Queen alert, baby. Queen alert. And queen alert. Queen alert. There we go. And so it's in this position. He plays on for a little while. Queen e1, we take his knight, he recaptures, play knight c5, a beautiful move, attacking a bishop. It's a beautiful knight. It's most powerful piece on the board. Stronger than a castle in that position. Rook to d1's played, attacking my queen. Queen to a5 is played, just attacking his pawn and his bishop and preparing rook here. So it's pretty powerful play. He played bishop there. Played knight to d3 though. He didn't see this one coming. Now he can't hold his bishop. So he played queen to e3 and we just played queen takes d5. We're now got two pieces extra and with that he resigned. Best play would be pawn here probably. Queen takes pawn wins out of hand. Oh no, rook takes knight, but it doesn't matter. They all win, all moves win. You can play bishop here. You can play pawn here. We can play queen takes pawn. And then what can he do? Well, he could take the knight there. But if he takes the knight, we've got queen check, and then he's dead. So you don't have to take a bishop. And then we just play knight here. And now the castle can't attack the queen. Queen's impervious to all threats. You can't even play queen here and build his pawns because knight, oops, sorry. You can't even do that. Knight f4. You can't even play queen here because of, oh, I'll show you. Knight f4. He can't play queen here because of knight check wins the queen. See, he can't even strengthen his pawns. His position shot to pieces. So that was Rudolphuz, and he was from Belgium, 2113. So we're going to go back now. We're going to go back to game history. And so we've gone through Rudolphuz, and we've played so many people from so many different countries. We have played so many people. And now we are playing Saturn 88888. He's 2054. And this time we're playing Mongolia. That's right, we're playing Mongolia. And our friend, I was going to say the Mongolian, well, he's Mongolian. He plays at 88.51% accuracy. 88.51 over 55 moves. So this is a classy player. Saturn 88888. He's I have to play at 93.41% accuracy to beat him. So let's have a look at the game. We'll go through it quickly before we have a look at the big battle between the two FIDE masters. That's right, we've got the big battle between the two FIDE masters next. And with that, we will see what we will see. Neuters of Flute, g'day Raiders, that's right, we've got g'day Raiders. Neuters of Flute is welcome our Raiders from Shakalatin, raiding with a party of 8. Thank you guys, g'day Geezer Chess, Uncommon King, Peter Merryford, you're all there, all my wonderful friends. Here we go. Well, we are analysing chess games, right? And for this game, we're playing Saturn 88888. And as we said, well, I had to play over 90% accuracy to beat him. He played E4, E5. It's Karakan, D4. Hey, this is a really good game. This is a really good game. If I remember correctly, I don't remember all of it or anything, but I just remember somehow I played a really good game. He played D5. I played knight to D2. He took it off. I played knight takes E4, which is all natural. He played knight F6. I played knight C3. I went backwards. Now, this position is dead equal. He played G6. His plan is to develop his bishop and put pressure on the isolated central pawn. H3 is played. I mean, to connect the pawns, you'd have to move the knight again and then push the pawn, wouldn't you, right? Bishop G7, well, the pawn's not attacked yet. I played bishop C4. I thought, well, I'll just develop my pieces on good squares. I was concerned about B5. I thought B5 was a good move. He castled instead, so I played A3. Now B5 has got no punch, right? It's got less punch. I could retreat with bishop A2, maybe threaten knight takes pawn and queen to F3 and pick up the castle in the corner, right? He played knight B5 to D7. We played knight F3, develop a piece, very important in chess, preparing to castle. Plays C5. What he's trying to do is in this position, he's trying to make his bishop stronger, okay? And he's doing a good job of it. So I took his pawn off. Why? Well, it's not a great idea to take it. He played knight takes C5. Engine says positions equal. I played queen takes D8. I thought, great. Rook takes D8. Played bishop E3. I thought to myself, the best thing I can do here is to attack him as quickly as I possibly can. In this position I do have, though I can't do much with it at the moment, I've got a 3 pawns to 2 pawns advantage on the queen side, but I haven't got anything masterful, right? Played knight c5 to e4, so I took it off. He played knight takes e4. Now his idea is if you play pawn here, he wants to take it, but it doesn't work. I'll show you why. Because after pawn here, if he plays knight takes pawn, I just play pawn takes back, he takes check, I play king here, he takes the rook in the corner, but because my king is here, the rook can recapture and I've got a piece for the 2 pawns. And it's a win for white, okay? So after knight takes c3, he plays a6, he sees it. So in that position I castled. Now a better move may be king here, but I didn't like it. I didn't like king there, so I castled. He played b5, positions equal. According to the engine, have a look at the evaluation bar. We played bishop a2, just keeping our bishop on this square. Now, knight here is a possibility, and he's not looking at it. He's not looking. He's looking at me playing rook here. We played bishop b7, so I played rook a file to d1. Rook on a file to d1 I played. He played knight to d6, a good move. I played knight to g5, knight to g5, and I don't think he knew what was going on here. He played h6, so I took his knight. I thought, cop that, mate. It's only a lightning chess game. He's got 2 minutes and 57 seconds to work it out as Saturn 8888 from Mongolia. And the whole idea is capture the knight, which is the defender of the f7 pawn. Played rook takes d6, knight takes f7, attacks his castle. Now, he's got a problem here. The correct move in the position may well be bishop here. But he didn't like it. He wanted so he plays rook f6. He attacks the knight. But you know what he forgot? Yes, he forgot knight to d6 check wins his bishop. So king h7, knight takes b7, rook c8. He plays valiantly in this position, but remember, he's playing endgame muster. Knight c5, I'm simply threatening a pawn. Not just yet though. He played a5. So I played knight to e4, just centralising my knight. You can't attack the knight because the bishop's hanging in those white squares. Played rook f5 to c6. Played bishop d5. He can't move here, can't move here, can't move here. And he's being attacked by that piece there. So I'm controlling the centre. He played rook to c7. So we played bishop b6. The bishops are so powerful, aren't they? Played rook to d7, running away from the bishop. Hoping that I'd take the pawn, but no. We played bishop e6. And we're threatening 2 castles. He played rook c5 to d8. We took his castle. He takes back and we took the pawn anyway. So now we're a clear piece up. He's got 4 pawns. We've got 6. Played rook to d3, he's hoping for a mistake. We played bishop b4. He plays e6, saves his pawn. Rook e1, we're just attacking the pawn. Played e5, played knight to d6. Idea is to just play knight here and take that pawn wins. Played rook to d2. Well, that has no effect on the position whatsoever. But he fights valiantly. I played b3. I thought, well, if you want to take it, you go in here and take it. Put your castle out of play. I love it. So anyway, so he played bishop f8. He says, I don't want my castle out of play, Johnny. So I played knight takes b5, and now he's lost the pawn as well. So he took the bishop, desperation. I recaptured with the a pawn. Plays rook to b2, and I thought, great, trap your rook in the corner. So I played rook e5. He plays rook takes b3, rook e7 check, king to g8, g3, giving my king a lovely square. He can't do anything here. The knight is impervious to attack. King f8 is played, rook h7, we're attacking his pawn. Plays a check, he loves to get a check. King to g2, h5. I've got a minute 32, he's got 42 seconds. Play knight to d4, he plays rook c1. We play rook c7, hold the base pawn to the pawn chain. Plays king there, and now it's in this position. We play b5. Plays king to d8. I probably missed the best move. I played b6. Knight check is even stronger. His king would have to go here. I didn't want him to get a zugzwang position. By zugzwang, I mean if after knight check here, if the pawn's not on the board, the castle's not on the board, position's a draw because the king won't be able to go here, 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 or anywhere there, and that would be a draw. So I played b6 anyway, with the idea that if he hits that pawn, I can always play rook here and take that pawn. Right, so he played rook b1, and it's in this position. We played rook c6, he put king d7, ripped another pawn off, played rook king c8, we played c4, we're trying to connect the pawns now. c4, rook to b4, if the pawn moves forwards, he takes the knight. I should push the pawn. I played knight to b5. He can't take the pawn because knight check. See, attacking both pieces, and we take his king. So he played king to b7. He wants to take the pawn off. King to b7. So I played g4, and he plays. Oh, he thought, oh no, there's another pawn going. He still can't take this pawn because a knight check wins the rook. Can you see that? Okay, so he took the pawn off. He said, I'll take that pawn off then. But trouble is, here comes another runner. h4, king a6, he says. Knight d5, so we're just protecting this pawn. He played king takes b6. We're not worried. h5, go you good thing. Played king c5. h6, it's getting closer. King, rook to b8. Knight to f7. How's he going to stop pawn here and pawn there? Well, he can't. King takes c4 and h7. And the pawn is promoted to a queen. Next move. And that's how we beat Saturn 88-888, 2,254 in the Karakan main line from Mongolia. There we go. And now we're looking at game history. Going back to the game history. For those people that may have just came in, we're just looking at games that I played early AM in the morning. And it was a sequence of about 17 games in a row that I won. And players up to about 2,200. This time we're playing FIDE Master demadirk. FIDE Master demadirk is from Belgium. He's playing at a rating performance of 87.32% accuracy. And games played, of course, on August 22nd, 2025, 2 a.m. in the morning, this morning. So it's a fresh game, right? And I'm playing at 91.21% accuracy. Right, here we go. It's a 5-minute game on chess.com. And we're going to analyse the game. We're not using the chess.com analysis tool. We're just using our own brains, and we're telling you, we're not telling you, we're showing you how the thought processes are of the winning player in the game. So you too can learn, if you're a beginner or a medium strength player, you can learn just about how you go about winning a chess game against a master, or a FIDE Master in fact, because FIDE Master demadirk, he's a FIDE Master from Belgium. So good player. Knight c3. Unusual opening, unorthodox. You don't see it very often. Knight f6. d4 is played. d5. Now he played bishop f4, and it's almost like a London type thing, isn't it? c6 is played, just stopping his knight, can't go there, can't go there. f3 is played, he wants to get the centre. And I thought to myself here, you might think this is unusual, but I thought to myself, how can I counter this move? And I came up with this move, b5. The idea is if he plays pawn here, I'll play pawn here, and I'll take his e-pawn off, right? So he played a3 to stop me. Now if I play pawn here, he can play pawn here, and I can't play pawn there because of, I can, but it's not that great. But after pawn takes pawn, I can't recapture with the pawn because my castle will be on prise. In other words, it'll be free, right? So I played bishop b7, I developed my pieces. He played e4, and I thought, great, I'm going to play e6. And we're going to play counterplay. See, his knight can't go to the natural square f3. If I had captured the pawn could take back, he'd have a nice centre, he could put his knight on f3, develop his bishop and castle, and he would have a powerful game. But because his pawn is on f3, his knight can't develop naturally. Now, remember we said he played an unorthodox position with knight c3, right? So he achieved his pawn on e4, but to the detriment of his development of his king side, and he's still got 3 pieces to develop his position, whereas when you look at black's only going to move a bishop and castle, right? And then black can push on the queen side, right? Okay, because black's not going to win on the king side. e5 is played, well, knight f5 to d7. We really want to put the knight over here anyway. We might be able to play c5 at some stage. He played knight to h3. He wants to have pieces around the king so he can work out some sort of attack on the king side. He's not winning on the queen side. a5, so we're trying to improve our position on the queen side, cause him trouble. He played bishop e2, so he doesn't like the idea of pawn bishop there because of pawn here and pawn here, right? Knight b6, we thought we'll go there. It's not that great, but we really want to do is play knight b5 to d7, and then pawn here, then pawn c5, and get momentum and build up. And that's what we're after. He castled, we played bishop e7. Now this square is covered from the 2 pieces. Played b3, and now we play knight 8 to d7. Plan being pawn here, maybe even bishop takes pawn, and pawn there's possible. Played bishop to d3, bishop takes pawn. I was wary of it because of this possible attack. It could be a very quick attack with queen e1 and queen to g3, so I've got to be a bit careful. So I played b4 to directly attack a piece. Played a takes b4, a takes b4, and valuation bar says positions equal. Rook takes a8, he took that. Queen takes, remember what we've done, we were talking about this in the last game. We've eliminated one castle, right? Eliminated the castle. So you've got more chance of winning a chess game, right? Once you've eliminated one castle. Knight to e2 is played, c5. The idea is we want to play pawn here and win a pawn. Pawn there wins a pawn. His bishop would be trapped. Anyway, played c3. So we played c4 anyway. Right? Obviously, or not obvious, but if pawn takes pawn, pawn takes back, pawn here, and we've got a pass-connected pawn on the queen side, and his king side hasn't even started moving yet. So he's got no king side attack, and we've got an attack running on the queen side. So he has to deal with that before he can launch any attack on the king side, right? So he played bishop c2, I played bishop a6. My plan is to take that pawn at the right time and perhaps take his knight or his castle, depending on what he gives me. He played c takes b4, I just played bishop takes b4. I've got my development now. My bishop's naturally developed. He's helping me. He played b takes c4, played bishop takes c4. The knight still pinned to the castle. Right, so he played bishop to d3. He says, I want to exchange bishops. So I just castled. I thought, yeah, do it, do it. Played queen to b1. He wants to take a pawn with check. So we just take his bishop off. He takes with the queen. Play queen a3. Not a great move. It's not a great move. But position's probably equal. Oh, black is better. Engine's saying black is better. Have a look at the evaluation bar. Black is actually better. May not have been the best move though. Queen to b1 is played. Rook c8. Putting the castle on the open file. In this position, in a few seconds, what we're going to do is we're going to surprise our opponent with some clever moves. And when we did play rook c8, we had to watch knight g5. That's right. Because if you play pawn here, you've got weaknesses, inherent weaknesses in your position. Pawn here is not a bad move, but certainly not a great move after h4, h5. Okay? So we play a knight to f8, and the knight comfortably sits there and protects against the knight and queen. So we've got one knight with 3 points holding back 15. 15 points of attack. Plays bishop to c1, tries to chase my queen, and now it's in this position. I do a bit of calculation, and this is what I come up with. I calculate that I'm going to give my opponent a free piece, right? So I played queen to a4, not the best move. Queen can't go anywhere. It's not too bad. Yeah, that's the right move. Now, queen to here is better. Queen to a3, I think, is better. So I played queen to, wait a second, knight to f8, bishop c1. I played queen to a4. Yeah, see the engine? I think the engine's telling me, no, not that one. I think the queen here is better. But I'm not 100% sure. He played f4, and now it is better. So I played h6, chase his knight away. Played knight to f3. And now I play queen c2. And the whole idea of queen c2 is I'm on his knight and I'm on his queen. And he says, oh, you beauty, I'm going to win a piece. But I've already calculated everything. That's right. I've already calculated everything. So he can't win a piece. Let me show you why. Queen takes b4. Queen takes e2. And now, hold on, queen takes b6. And now, black is winning. Here it comes. Here comes the bolter that he didn't see that I had already calculated about 5 moves deep. Rook takes bishop. And now the only move is rook takes. We play queen check, which means that we collect the castle with a check. Okay, so he played king to f1. He wanted to put his king safe. Queen takes check. King f2, and then we play queen takes f4. And now he's got some problems. Played queen to d8. It's in this position. We played g5. Threatening pawn here wins. So he played h3 to stop me. Played king g7, and he played g3. I played queen to f5, and it's in this position he resigned. Position's pretty well lost. Pretty well lost. Because this knight, the problem with the whole position is I'm threatening queen takes pawn, right? And I'm also threatening to bring my knight into the action. And I've also got, he's got separated pawns. He's got 2 sets of pawns. I've got 5 pawns. He's got 4, but they're splintered. And they're going to be, they're sort of stretched to their limits. So really, he's got some serious problems. He could play king here, but it's not very good because of I got that check business. Anyway, but after G3, I played Queen F5, and then he resigned. So our FIDE master, demadirk from Belgium, resigned. Now the next game is a draw. That's right. So I ran to the end of my winning streak, and this is how the draw played out, right? Okay, here we go. This is how the draw played out. And it's a fitting way to end a really good, wonderful winning streak of about 17 games in a row. And in this game, I played at 90.97% accuracy. My opponent played at 87.15. My rating was 23.23. He was 22.97, only 3 points short. He's from Albania this time, so I played nearly every country in the world. Nearly every country. So it's like I'm collecting flags and victories from every country in the world. And this time we get a draw against Albania. Okay, and now with that, we're going to have a look. Here we go. Oh, well, I got rid of the game. Sorry about that. Game history. I'll go back. And we're going to have our friend from Albania, the drawer. Guy who gets the draw. Got to give him the benefit of stopping my run, which he did. Okay, so here we go. Right, let's have a look at the game. D4, D5, C4, E6. We've got Queen's Gambit declined. Knight F3, Knight F6, G3, little Magnus type game. Bishop E7, Bishop G2, castles. Magnus Carlsen's had these types of positions a million times. Queen C2. It's a sort of an old move, you know, like B5 is played. We played Bishop F4. He's got two pieces there on the C pawn. So he played Bishop B7. He's not worried. So we played Knight to E5, and the idea is we just he can't take the pawn because we'd take his bishop. He played Knight B5 to D7, develops his piece. I played Knight C3. He's putting more pressure on that pawn. He played Rook C8. He wants to play C5. He's being very obvious about it. I just castled. I thought, oh no, don't worry about that. Played C5, so I just took it off. Not worried. Played Knight takes E5. I played Bishop takes E5. And he played Bishop takes C5. And White's got a small little initiative as indicated by the evaluation bar after all that. So we're out of the opening after 12 moves. So how do we proceed? Well, we play Rook A5 to D1. He still can't take the pawn. He would lose his bishop. We're pinning a pawn against his king, his queen, so he can't take the pawn because, or he can't, if he pushes the pawn, we could play him, or he can't push the pawn, he can't take the pawn. Tremendous pressure on the D pawn. Queen to E7, we played Bishop takes F6, Queen takes F6, E takes D5, E takes, and Bishop takes D5. Bishop takes D5, Rook takes, and he played Bishop D4. Okay, so it's in this position. We have an equal game. That's right. Well, fitting that the game was draw. Couldn't find a win after that, so I played Rook D7. Idea is that I'm on a pawn. He played the Bishop takes C3, B takes C3, Rook takes C3, Queen to D2, and we're simply on a pawn. Play Rook A3. His rook is out of play. Now, I've got a chance to cause trouble here. So I play Rook C1 of controlling two open files, right? Play H5. He's trying to get some play against the king here. Maybe H4. He's trying. So Rook on C5 to C7. It's not a great move because he's got to check and take a pawn off. But the position would be a technical draw. Technical draw, I think. There is a variation after queen check, king to g2, and if he plays queen takes pawn, I think it's a technical draw. He played a5. He's trying to get a bit more out of the bishop. But king g2. Now he hasn't got the pawn. He hasn't got the pawn. His castle's out of play. So I played king g. Played queen e6. Oh, he's on the pawn. Played rook d8. I'm thinking rook takes rook check and checkmate. Okay. He took it off. I played queen takes d8 check. Engine says positions equal. He played king h7. Played rook e7. Attacked his queen. I'm protecting my pawn down here near my king. Engine says positions equal. We played queen to f6. Played queen to c7. I'm threatening this pawn. Played rook to e3. Rook to c3, sorry. So in this position, we played queen to b7. Still got all the checks covered. Played queen to c6 check. And it's in this position we captured. He takes. We played rook takes f7. Played rook c2. He's attacking a whole lot of pawns. We played rook b7. Played rook takes e2. Played rook takes b6. Played rook takes a2. And we just play h4. And because we've got an outside pass pawn over here, his king is badly placed. He can't come up. So there's not much he can do in the position. So he played rook a1, played f3, played a4, played g4. I'm just moving my pawns forward. He played h takes, he played a3. Still not threatening anything, so I played h5. And he played a2. Well, it's in this position I played rook a6. And now he can't move his castle without losing a pawn. He can't move anything. So this is Zugzwang. He played king to g8. It's in this position. I just played the move rook to a7. Now his king can't move anywhere. He still can't do anything. He played king f8. So I played g5. Played king g8. And then I played g6. He played king f8. Now this is the losing move. It's the losing move. I actually played king h2, but this is a winning position for white, I think. After pawn here. No, it's not a winning position after white. No, I played king h2. And he played king e8. That's right, he played king e8. And that's when I played h6. And that wins. That move wins the game. Because if he takes the pawn here, he can't stop the queen with check. So he thought he'd go over here and chase my castle. But he was just dreaming. So he's got a lost game. But I haven't got the time. So he got to draw in a lost position, right? Okay, you got to draw in a lost position. So game went g takes h6, g7. He has to get a draw real quick. King takes, pawn equals queen. He's losing material. King to f7, rook a7 check, king g8, king h2, king h7, king, king h5, king g8. We're running time. Got 0.8 seconds left, and we play king h6, and the position is a draw by stalemate. But I had to, because I only had 1/100th of a second left. 1/100th of a second. That's the time when at an Olympic swimming event, 1/100th of a second. There we go. So that was the matches. I hope you all enjoyed that. And with that, we've been streaming for 2 hours and 17 wonderful minutes. And we've got a magical 178 viewers. Please follow the channel. It's free to follow the channel. So if you want to follow the channel, you can follow. G'day, Newt as a flute. If you want to come into the chat, you can come into the chat and talk, ask any questions. I want to thank Shacklaton for raiding with a party of 8. I want to thank Peter Merrifield, Geezer, Chess. Yeah. When did I start playing chess? Blackbeard UK asks. He says, I'm starting at 29. Now, I started when I was about 16. I'm 72. But I bet you're still pretty young, Blackbeard UK. Okay, I've got some good friends in the UK. Uncommon, who is in the chat here, just above you there. You see Uncommon with the red lettering. My wonderful subscriber and follower, and so he sent me the Paw Patrol, and we did the Paw Patrol video. So it was pretty successful too. So if you want to see the video of Paw Patrol, it's on the FM John Curtis chess. So you just go into YouTube and go into FM John Curtis chess. Do you know that you can go into TikTok and you can go into TikTok, and I've got chess games in TikTok. I have. Do you know that I'm in TikTok? I'll show you. Hold on. 29. Here we go. Show you TikTok. I'm going into TikTok, and you'll find me in TikTok too. Oh my God, this is the homeless people in America. Look at that.